Okay, at the camera. Hi, I'm Ali or Alexandra Kausch or Delport. I'm the business product owner here at Kazan. I work in both the international squad and the value-added services squad. I think not many people know what a business product owner does, so it would be a good place to start. I am basically the go-between between business and tech. So I help business kind of understand exactly what it is that they want and tech decipher what it is that business wants. So I don't know if it counts, born in Joburg. I moved to Cape Town when I was 10. So I suppose formative years in Joburg. I went to quite a cool little school there and then moved to Wynberg here in Cape Town. Did my studies in psychology and anthropology of all things. Did my honours degree in medical anthropology. Found my way into tech through a really small sort of lead generation techie kind of company. Always saw that I'd never end up in tech and never end up in a corporate job, but found myself there pretty quickly, fell in love with it. Moved into the recruitment space, funnily enough, and I worked in tech recruitment for some years as the operations manager for a recruitment firm where I absolutely fell in love with tech, and I met some really fabulous people. Somebody saw potential, an ex-boss of mine, and offered me a position in product ownership. I didn't know what it was, but I thought I'd give it a chance. And it was through that company taking a chance and believing in me that I landed up in product ownership. I've got my CSPO, loving the work at Kazan, loving being a product owner, not going anywhere in terms of the product space. It's just something that I'm really sort of passionate about. So that's how I ended up here, not the traditional. I've found my way into tech through a really small sort of lead generation techie kind of company. Always saw that I'd never end up in tech and never end up in a corporate job, but found myself there pretty quickly, fell in love with it. Moved into the recruitment space, funnily enough, and I worked in tech recruitment for some years as the operations manager for a recruitment firm where I absolutely fell in love with tech, and I met some really fabulous people. Somebody saw potential, an ex-boss of mine, and offered me a position in product ownership. I didn't know what it was, but I thought I'd give it a chance. And it was through that company taking a chance and believing in me that I landed up in product ownership. I've got my CSPO, loving the work at Kazan, loving being a product owner, not going anywhere in terms of the product space. It's just something that I'm really sort of passionate about. So let's go. All right. We're going to difficult ones. How does a diverse workforce contribute to the success of Kazan? Sure. So I think context is probably really important here. Previously, I didn't come from sort of traditionally diverse backgrounds or diverse companies, as it were. So it was an eye-opener for sure coming into a company A as big as Kazan and B, a company that emphasizes diversity within the workforce, which was something obviously I was really keen on and one of the things that really excited me about Kazan. Working within the space that we do and within the market that we do, context is hugely important, and I think sort of a diverse workforce really drives that context, both culturally and in terms of sort of professional experience equally so. So yeah, I think the diversity is a huge sort of factor in our success and the way that we sort of deliver really high value features and products and software. I think otherwise we wouldn't really be able to meet the market in the way that we do, stay as relevant as we do, and stay sort of as on the nose and as connected with our workforce. And so I think that is why it's so important and definitely something I love about this business. Next one. Ooh, okay. If you weren't at work now, where would we find you? Definitely at home with my beautiful baby boy and my husband. I am a homebody. I think I have to be loud enough at work. And so anywhere where I can just be relaxed and quiet and with my favorite people is where I would be. Probably doing nothing. My son causes havoc, so running after him. Let's go for a big one. Okay. Can you give one piece of advice to young females who are considering careers in tech? I can give a lot, I think. Take up space, be loud, don't listen to the voice inside of your head that says you don't belong here. Imposter syndrome is real, especially in a male-dominated field, and I think where we can support each other in taking up that space, do it. Where we can support each other in meetings, do it. Don't listen to the voice in your head. You belong there. Take up the space. Be loud. Next one. Ooh, okay. Tell us a little bit about your most exciting project to date. Okay, well, I can't give specifics because it's not out yet, but I can give you details. It's a first for Kazan. It's very complicated. It goes across a number of platforms. So there were a huge amount of sort of security concerns that we had. I was in way over my head in terms of technical understanding. It's been about 2 years in the making from a business side. It's coming to a Kazan device near you in the next couple of weeks, hopefully. I spent a lot of my morning running around about it. So no specifics. Unfortunately, I can't, but yeah, let's just say a really, really big, really exciting project for Kazan and for our vendor base, and something we've not offered before, so keep your eyes peeled. Next one. Okay, in your opinion, what are the top skills that anyone who wants to work in tech needs? I think tech is one of the rare spaces where you don't necessarily need to come from a sort of traditional tech background. You just need to be resilient and willing to learn and willing to admit when you've made mistakes. Tech is really driven on continuous improvement, obviously, and so there's a lot of feedback. A lot of it you're not going to like, a lot of it's going to sting a little bit, so be resilient. People in tech are amazing and are super warm and want to see you succeed. It's not as competitive as other industries, but to be better, we need to kind of take that criticism. So be willing to learn, be resilient, and just keep pushing. You'll end up there. Is that 5? I think that's 5, hey? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's us.